I want to thank you for inviting me on and giving me the opportunity to chat with you all. I'm going to talk about some pretty amazing things that are happening today. And as we look at those things, I want to start by talking about OnPassive and one particular product of OnPassive. And this product, it is proprietary. I can't talk about the product specifically because this is an open forum and it's proprietary. But I do want to talk about the product and what's going to be happening as OnPassive launches to the world, which will be this year, 2020. This product is cutting edge technology. And as we look at this product, I believe as OnPassive launches to the world, that they will bring in 1 to 200 million people into OnPassive, primarily customers. And the reason I tell you this is, as I give a presentation of OnPassive, I really want you to think in the back of your mind about the volume that we're going to be doing and just how that is going to affect everybody in OnPassive. And as we look at OnPassive, I want you to think about a company. And what if there was a company out there that as you came in and participated with the company, started your business, it was self-funding? And what does that mean? You would come in, you would pay once, and you would never have to go out of pocket again. I like that. I really like that. That's a cool thing if it could happen. What if there was a company as you came in would force you to be successful? And what does that mean? As you come in, they are going to force you to make money. In fact, not only are they going to force you to make money, they will guarantee that as you come in, you are going to be successful and you will make money. I really like that idea. If anybody can find a company like that, let me know what it is and I will be in. If they're going to force me to make money, I'm going to be there. That's just a great idea. What if there was a company as you came in and participated that they were going to help you build your business? And the way they were going to do that was to actually drive traffic for you, to get qualified eyes in front of your business to help you grow your business. And if you've been online or offline any amount of time, you know that driving traffic, getting good qualified eyes in front of what you're doing, it's a really, really difficult thing to do. So if you can find a company that will actually do that for you, I'm in. It's a no-brainer. I will jump in with both feet. Now, what if there was a company, as we looked at the customer side of a company, that number one had a superior product, but as customers came in, they really did treat them like royalty, and it wasn't just lip service. They actually treated them like royalty. So as customers come into this company, number one, they're going to love the products. They're cutting edge. They'll come in, they'll love the products. They will not have a problem paying a monthly fee. And as they come in, again, they're just going to love the products. But the company's going to do a couple of things. Number one, as they come in and start paying for the product, and they'll have a monthly fee for it, over time, the cost of that product is going to go down. Over time, the cost of that product is going to be zero. And over time, the company is going to pay the customer to use the tools. If you can find that anywhere, online, offline, you need to get involved with that company because that company will never lose a customer. Again, these tools are cutting edge products, best of the best. You can't find anything better, and the company is going to pay them to use the product. If you can find those four things, self-funding, forced to be successful, will drive traffic for you to build your business, and customers are royalty, if you can find those four things, you need to get in because they will change your life. They will change your financial future. Today, this is what OnPassive has done. They've taken these four things and made it a reality. And it really is one of the reasons why OnPassive is so revolutionary today. And as OnPassive comes online, they really will change the ecosystem, the online ecosystem, because of what they're doing, because of all the things that they're doing with the products they have. And all of these products, they are proprietary, they are built from the ground up, and they've been built by Ash Mufareh and his team of technicians in Bangalore. Ash Mufareh is the CEO of OnPassive, And all of these tools are just absolutely superior. Let me talk about Ash just a little bit before we go on. Again, Ash Mufareh is the CEO. He is the brain trust. He is the visionary behind OnPassive. And as Ash came in and started to develop OnPassive, his main goal was to take the 97% of the people that come online and fail for whatever reason, and take that number and turn it around so that individuals coming online, those numbers will change drastically. And the 97% that come online and try and build a residual income will be successful because of what OnPassive is doing, because of the way they're structured, and because the quality of the tool. So as we look at OnPassive, what Ash is doing, his team in Bangalore, 200 strong today, he is hiring every day right now in getting prepared to launch OnPassive to the world. He expects to have another 1,000 employees by the time we launch this year. So he's doing some really, really exciting things. And how do we come in and participate with OnPassive? And today there's a position, it is the Go Founder position. That position is a $97 position. You can come in, and what the $97 does is it locks your position in the company and it locks your position in OnPassive. That's all the $97 does, locks you into the compensation program of OnPassive. And you're going to understand why that has such value in just a little bit. But as we look at OnPassive, we've all come in, we've become founding members, a $97 position. As OnPassive launches to the world, how do we come into OnPassive? Now, we come into OnPassive as customers, and OnPassive can decide to pay us any way they want. And the way they've decided to pay us is with a 3 by infinity force matrix. This is a company matrix. Everything that comes into OnPassive comes in through this matrix, flows top to bottom and left to right. As OnPassive launches to the world, we will come in as customers first, because OnPassive, AI, IT company, informational technology, artificial intelligence, informational technology company, we will all come into the company as customers first. We'll go into the back office, click a button, and then we become an independent reseller of the IT product. It's really, really important how this compensation works primarily, so you know how you're going to get paid. Once you do that, come in, become a customer, click that button, you become an independent reseller of the IT product, then OnPassive can pay you. As we come in, we're going to have to pick a membership level. In the corporate matrix, there are 4 membership levels, and they are 25, 125, 250, and 500. It does not matter which one you pick as you come in and pick a membership level. In each membership level, there is a product series that we get with level 1, 2, 3, and 4. As we come in, we get to use those products, then we become independent resellers of the IT products. As we look at the first, second, third, and fourth levels, let's say we come in at the $25 level and we become an independent reseller of the IT product. As you come in, you will be qualified to be paid in that first membership level. And each membership level is a stream of revenue. And as we look at the first level and you come in, people will start to land underneath you because of OnPassive, because of the tools of OnPassive. One of the tools of OnPassive is traffic, and that particular tool is on the automated marketing platform of OnPassive. And in that automated marketing platform are all the tools we need to market online, and one of those tools is traffic. And they range from server, from page builder, from funnel builder, to autoresponder, to, again, traffic, to a communication module. But traffic is really the key to everything. And as we come in, OnPassive is going to drive traffic for all of us as we become independent resellers of the IT product. Now, when that happens and people start landing underneath you because OnPassive is driving traffic and putting people under you, because of OnPassive Nation, which is my team, we're driving traffic and we're putting customers and independent resellers underneath you. Your team will start to grow. And as they start to grow, you will be qualified to get paid in that first membership level. So what happens to the second and the third and the fourth membership levels? Some of these individuals are going to come into OnPassive and they're going to go into the first, second, and third levels. That would be a total of $400 because as you come in at the third level, you have to pay for the first, second, and third. That's $400. That is a monthly fee. Those fees will be paid through the proceeds that we make from OnPassive. But as we look at these people landing under you, there are no qualifications. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to buy anything. Really, all you have to do is come in and participate with OnPassive. And as we look at it, you will have people coming into the second and the third level. What happens to that money if you're not in those streams of revenue, the second, third, and fourth streams of revenue? This is really unique with what OnPassive does. I absolutely love this. And as we look at OnPassive, they will never take anything away from you. As your team starts to grow because of the traffic OnPassive is driving, because of what myself, Dan, and Marty do. Dan and Marty are my partners. Your team will grow and people will get into that second and third level. OnPassive will never take anything away from you. That money will sit there until you get into the second, third, and fourth level. And again, if you want that to happen automatically, you go in the back office, click a button, and OnPassive, as the funds become available, will automatically take you to the second, third, and fourth level. But they're never going to take anything away from you. You could have $10,000 in that fourth level, and it will be there until you get there. Now, obviously, if you've got that much money over there, you're going to be there very, very quickly. So as we look at the compensation program and that first level, let's say I come in, I get the $25 level, and I build that out to the 10th level of the matrix, of the corporate matrix. And we all have our own matrix within the corporate matrix. And I build it out 10 levels. That's about 88,500 people. And I know that sounds like a lot of people, but it isn't. And I'll get into that in just a second. But if I do that, my monthly income would be about a little over $100,000 a month. And you have to remember that I don't have to repeat that for the second, third, and fourth level because everybody will be forced to be successful and they will move over into the second, third, and fourth level. When that 88,500 gets over into the fourth level, the monthly income is right around $2 million. And I tell you these numbers to show you just how profitable the compensation program of OnPassive is. And their compensation program is as revolutionary as the company, as it's been structured and put together. It really was made for you and I to take care of that bottom line, that residual income, that walkaway money, and give us the ability to live that lifestyle we want to live. So I want to talk about the numbers a little bit more. As we think about the products of OnPassive, I talked about the automated marketing platform. There is a tool in there. It's the communication module. And this module, I have had a chance to look at it. I've talked to Ash about this particular module, and it is going to revolutionize the way people communicate online. And if we take the Zoom we're doing today, Zoom has been very, very profitable over the last 6 months and has grown exponentially. And it's a pretty good way to do a webinar. But the communication module of OnPassive, it's totally cutting edge. These tools are so superior to anything that Zoom does or anything else like a Skype or any other communication device online. I believe they will literally take over the communication niche online. And as we look at Zoom, you know, Zoom it's pretty good. Every time you want a bigger audience, you have to pay more. I've got a client that uses Zoom today, and he'll have as many as 10,000 people on a Zoom. He pays $6,000 a month to be able to accommodate that many people. As we look at the communication module of OnPassive, you're going to be able to come in and get this module at a very, very reasonable price, and it is limitless. You can come on, you can do a webinar, and you can have as many as 10,000, 100,000, a million people on it. And it is equipped because of the cutting edge technology to do all of this. That's just one of the things that the communication module does. Literally, I believe when OnPassive launches, Zoom will have a hard time staying in business. And what I want you to visualize is the amount of customers that will be coming in just for that one product. All the products of OnPassive have been developed like this. And if we look at the communication niche alone, just this niche would make OnPassive a unicorn company probably within the first year they're in business. And a unicorn company is a company that has a value of $1 billion. That's one company, that's millions of customers that I believe are going to be coming into OnPassive because the tools are superior. When you look at everything in OnPassive, all the things that are coming out, and some of them I can't talk about because Ash hasn't shared them with the world, the number of customers that are going to be coming into OnPassive, it's going to be extremely impressive. And I'm not talking about 100,000 or 1 million or 5 million. I believe the first year OnPassive launches, yes, they will be a unicorn company. They're probably going to be a unicorn company the day they launch. That's how powerful this is. And the number of customers that are going to be coming in is going to be in the tens of millions of customers. And again, we don't care if they're customers. We don't care if they're independent resellers. We don't care if they're founders. As they come in, they all get placed in the compensation program. Everything flows top to bottom, left to right, and fills the corporate matrix. And obviously, we benefit from that in very, very major ways. I want to talk about traffic just a little bit. That, again, is another one of the tools of the automated marketing platform. And this is really, really important. If you can't run traffic, you cannot be successful online, offline. And OnPassive is the best I've seen at running traffic. And about 4 months ago, they tested their traffic sources. And OnPassive, it's really impressive. Their traffic is like turning on a spigot, turning it up, turning it down, depending on how much traffic they want. And they wanted to test this traffic, so their goal was to bring in 1 million opt-ins as quickly as they could. So they turned the traffic up. And in 4 days, they got 1 million opt-ins with the traffic sources they're using. That to me was just amazing. And the way they did this was without AI, artificial intelligence. When you start adding artificial intelligence to the traffic that OnPassive drives, that 4 million in 4 days is going to go to 2 or 1 or 12 hours. And I really want you to think about the volume and what that does for us, because OnPassive drives traffic for us. They will help us build our business. And as we look at the traffic of OnPassive, it is just going to be massive. And that's why when you start thinking about the volume that OnPassive is going to be bringing in and what that's going to be doing to us as founders, and where we're going to be financially in a month or 3 months or 6 months. It truly is remarkable. And as we look at the traffic, it is one of the reasons why OnPassive is literally going to take over the whole ecosystem online when it comes to a full business solution and a full personal solution. Very, very exciting things happen as we look at OnPassive. So as you think of OnPassive, think about those 4 things that I talked about initially. Self-funding, forced to be successful. They're going to force you to make money. They'll drive traffic for you and help you build your business. And customer is king. They are queen. And as customers come in, they will never leave. That bodes so well for us as we move forward in OnPassive. And again, OnPassive is launching this year. All of this stuff is going to happen this year. And as you continue to explore OnPassive, I always recommend that people run over and take a look at one of my videos on the pay structure. And it'll clear things up. It'll become crystal clear, and you're going to understand how it works and how it's going to work for you, and really how dynamic it is. So, Tansen, I'm going to hand it back to you. That's a lot of information. I'm here to answer any questions you have. And I know that there will be questions in a day or 2 or 3. Again, I'm here to answer those questions and more than happy to chat with you all. Go ahead, Tansen, take it.
Okay, well, thank you. That's awesome, Mike. For everyone who has computer access or smartphone, just type your question into chat or click on the raise hand icon. If you've called in by telephone, press *9, and we'll be happy to accommodate your questions. While we're waiting for that, Mike, it would appear that the global landscape is ripe for this. It's the perfect timing, the perfect opportunity at the right time while world consciousness is rising.
It really is, Townsend. Our experience today is we're just having a massive surge of growth. And it really is as simple as putting it in front of people with just those 4 simple things. Because once people understand that, they understand they've got something really, really good in hand. And there are so many people today that are in a situation, yeah, they're probably getting by, but there's no way they're thinking that I'm going to live the life I wanted to live. And when we start thinking about OnPassive, it's really a cool thing to be able to give people the opportunity to have that liberty, to have that freedom, to be able to really take care of that bottom line. And with OnPassive, we're able to do that. And there are so many things I can talk about with OnPassive.
Well, let's hold on and save those for when we have a break or a
I will, Tansen, I will.
They're coming in now. The questions are coming in. Let's unmute 609 area code. If you would like to speak, I believe we could hear you now, or at least I clicked on ask to unmute. So if you'll unmute yourself, 609 area code on the telephone. Well, maybe this person doesn't know how to unmute, and I can't do it for you. It has to be done on your end.
Tansen, I've got a question in the chat.
Yes, go ahead.
They're saying that they've already signed up, and what do they need to do now? I've done a couple of videos on how you can proceed and how you can start to build your team, and I always recommend you don't have to do anything. All of this is automated. That's one of the cool things about OnPassive. You don't have to do anything, but I always recommend you share this with individuals. And if you plug in with our Facebook group, with OnPassive Nation, and Tansen is a part of that, we can show you what to do to introduce people to OnPassive. And we're not pushy. We introduce people to OnPassive. We give them the information, and then we let them make their own decision. And majority of the time, once they get in front of us, the answer is yes. I don't think I've had a no in the last 6 months. But if you'll come in, and maybe I can give you our Facebook group, if that's all right with Townsend. You can get in there, and we will help you disseminate the information and show you what you can do to get this in front of people and actually start building your team.
Yes, go ahead. What's the Facebook group?
It's Facebook OnPassive Nation.
OnPassive Nation.
OnPassive Nation.
All right.
And all you have to do is go into Facebook and print that in there. It'll come right up, Townsend.
In the chat, we have from Margaret, are there any costs related to the use of a product?
Say that one more time, Townsend.
Are there any costs related to the use of a product?
I got you. As we come into OnPassive, the membership levels has a product suite for each membership level. So if you're coming in at the $25 level, there will be a suite of products there that you can use. And as we get into the second, third, and fourth level, there are other products that you can use in all of those levels. I will come in at the highest level, which is the $900 level. That's level 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's a total of $900 a month. And I'll do that because I use all the products right now. And I want the superior products of OnPassive. But eventually, everybody will be over into that fourth level. It'll be $900 a month. But again, that is paid through the proceeds that we make from OnPassive. So the products are in the membership level on the automated marketing platform. Now, there are other products that are going to be available. Some of those I can't talk about. The one I talked about earlier in the video, It's proprietary, and I just can't talk about it on an open forum, but it's massive. I mean, it's absolutely massive. You guys are going to love it when you hear about it. And that will bring in, I believe, 100 to 150 million people. But
So it's
those
looking
products will
like
be talked about as we get closer to the launch. I hope that helped.
it's looking like for most people, the $97 founder position might be the only out-of-pocket expense they ever have.
You're going to have to come in and pick one of the membership levels, Townsend, but it can be as small as $25. And you're right, that could be the last payment they ever make.
Right. All right. Xavier's asking where do we buy the products?
The products will be bought as we come in and get a membership level, because as we come into OnPassive, we come in as customers first, we pick a membership level, and we get a series of products. That's where we get the products. And all of those products will be listed for each membership level. I do not know yet what is in each membership level, but they will be listed. I know if you get in at the 4th membership level, because that's what I needed, you get all the products of the automated marketing platform to market online.
It may be that some of the people who have joined in the founder position are looking for it right now, and perhaps you may want to distinguish between the Go Founder position and the actual OnPassive system after launch, right?
Yeah, they really are two independent things right now. The Go Founder position was made for individuals that want to come in, start participating with OnPassive to build a team. And as OnPassive launches to the world, have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people on their team to take advantage of that compounding. But as we look at OnPassive and the founding membership just locks you into the company of OnPassive and the compensation program, but it doesn't get you into the products yet. And the reason Ash hasn't launched any of the products yet, everything in OnPassive is it's intertwined. And it's really hard to release one without releasing all of them. And there are probably 20 or 30 products just in the automated marketing platform. So he can't release one without releasing them all. And that's why he's holding them until the launch of OnPassive. Did that make sense, Tenzin?
Right. Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
So Marival asked, what should one's expectations be if one only decided to gamble on the $97 founder's investment?
Your expectations, that's a good question. Obviously, you have to come in and pick a membership level. I've already gone over that. It can be as little as $25. And I want you to think about what your goals are. In other words, what are you thinking about making with OnPassive? And again, everything is automated. They are going to force you to be successful. And whatever that goal is, whether it's $1,000 a month or $5,000 a month or $15,000 a month or $50,000 a month, I really don't care. When you come in and you study the compensation program and you get an idea where you want to be, I want you to take that number and I want you to multiply it by 10. And you're still not where you're going to be with OnPassive. That's how powerful this is because of the volume they are going to be doing worldwide. And OnPassive is a worldwide company today. OnPassive Nation is a worldwide company today. We've brought in people from every country throughout the world. And as OnPassive launches to the world, when you're on our team, everything that we do benefits you. I've been on OnPassive for about 16 months now. I had 3 people 16 months ago. Everything else I've done flows downhill, top to bottom, left to right. Everybody that comes into our team and in OnPassive overall is going to benefit from everybody coming in. And customers, OnPassive is basically a customer-based business. Yes, there will be people participating with OnPassive, but when we look at the number of customers, they will be exponentially larger than those participating with OnPassive. So when you start thinking about expectations, I want your expectations to be realistic for you, and then I really do want you to multiply them by 10, and you're still not there as far as what OnPassive is going to be doing for all of us, I believe. Tanzan, go ahead.
The next question is from John. He says, when is the launch date?
That's a good question. The launch date will be when the tech team tells Ash it's ready to go. Now, the last probably a week ago when we talked to Ash, he talked about the launch a little bit. He can't give us a date yet, but as he talked about the launch, he talked about being this close, just very, very close. He knows what his tech team is doing. They're really putting everything together, putting the final touches on, making sure everything meshes well, testing things. And when the tech team tells Ash it's ready, he's going to come out, he's going to give us a date. It is launching this date. We don't have that yet. I believe we'll have that probably in the next 2 months. That's my thought. That's my feel. But I do believe, and Ash has said this, 2020 is the date OnPassive launches. Can't give us a date yet, but we're really, really close. I know you want a date, but I just can't give you one.
And Margaret asked a related question. Do you know when we will know what products are available for each level? Would that be around the same time as launch?
I think it'll be a couple of weeks before launch. I'm pretty sure Ash knows what products are in each product package, but he hasn't released that yet. And yeah, I think it'll be a couple of weeks before we launch, and we'll know what's in each membership level, the product package in each membership level. And from there, you can choose where you want to be, level 1, 2, 3, or 4.
All right. Xavier says, say we are recent founders. How do we get set up in the back office?
If you've come in and joined, you've paid the $97 and you've signed your NDA, you're good to go into your back office, but you have to have signed your NDA, non-disclosure agreement. If you haven't done that, you can't even get into your back office. The back office is already set up. Everything's there. There are probably 50 or 60 links that you can share with people. All of these links are for you. Everything on there is linked to you. So if you share something with someone, they come in and sign up, they go to your sign up page. So you really don't have to do anything in the back office. Everything is there for you, and it's been, all the links have been made for you. So you can go in and use them. Obviously, I recommend you go back there and review everything because there's a lot. And that's one of the features of being a Go founder. They really have given us a lot of material, a lot of content that we can use and share with people.
Thank you. Okay. Anne asks, do they give us leads to pursue?
No. OnPassive will run traffic for you. Believe me, you cannot do what OnPassive does. It's impossible. The kind of traffic they drive and bringing in that kind of volume is so complicated. And because they're using AI and what the AI does with their advertising, it's really intriguing. You know, when you run advertising online, and Marty, Dan, and I, we do that, we have to test everything and we have to do it ourselves. But when you're using AI, you can make these adjustments and these changes in milliseconds. And that's because that's why their marketing, their traffic that they're going to be driving is just going to be stellar. But they're not going to give you leads, although they're not going to give you leads. They're going to give you signups. And if you had to choose between the two, I would choose customers and signups, because those are going to be coming in a flood. Believe me, you're not going to be worried about leads. Marty, Dan, and I, we talk about driving traffic. We've been doing it for 12 years. We can give you some hints on what to do and how to do it. But even what we do, it's taken us 12 years to learn how to do it. It's very, very complicated, but we can help out a little bit. And again, if you go to the Facebook group, we're more than happy to help you and chat with you and put you in the right direction.
Okay. Brenda says, in July, when I signed up, the $97 opportunity was limited because the company was going to launch in July. Why the 6-month delay?
You know, since I've been in about 16 months ago, the company has changed a lot. And initially, when Ash was going to launch OnPassive, it was going to be an automated marketing platform. That's all it was going to be. And his vision has expanded. And with his vision, our market has expanded. Our market went from probably 900 million to 3.6 to 4 billion people. And because of that, it hasn't been able to launch because of the products that they've been developing. Those products are pretty much done. I know it would have been nice to launch in June, just didn't happen because of the vision and what Ash and his team was working on. Today, those products are complete and he's ready to run with this stuff. And all I can tell you is get ready. You're not going to be disappointed when OnPassive launches, even though you had to wait another 4, 5, 6 months. You're just not going to be disappointed because your life is going to change.
Orville asks, so how do you sign up? And I'd like to answer that by saying that you should get back to the person who referred you. So the Brilliance in Commerce Network sends out newsletters. If you read the BIC newsletter, then click on the link in that newsletter. But if you came through someone else, you should get their link and use that. Any other comments on that, Mike?
No, it's perfect, Townsend. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, you should go with the person who referred you and get their link. Don says, I'm interested as long as this is truly 100% passive, where all marketing sales is done for me. Is that what this is?
It is. It is. Here's what's happening with OnPassive. We have people coming in that want a full automated system, and OnPassive is fully automated, 100%. And if that's what you want, you can come in, and it's absolutely going to be automated, and you're going to do very, very well. If you're a founder today, if you're a founder in the next month, I can tell you in the next 6 months to a year, and I can't talk about numbers in an open forum. I can tell you, you're going to be dancing on the roof. But I can tell you what happens as people come in with wanting an automated marketing platform, an automated system. They come in, they learn about OnPassive, and all of a sudden, they're sharing it with everybody they know. It's really, really hard not to share OnPassive, but you can come on in and educate yourself, learn OnPassive. I'm pretty sure over the course of a month or two, you're going to be sharing it, even though that's not something you want to do. I hope that made sense.
It makes a lot of sense, and that's a good point. Let's see. Well, Myra says, will we have our own link for people to sign up under us?
Absolutely.
In other words, Mike, maybe I could add to that by saying, it's my understanding, and you can confirm this, if someone were to join and do absolutely nothing and refer no one, they can still end up with income. But if they do share it with people, it will increase that income. Is that true?
Let me change it just a little bit, Townsend. It's not that they may end up with income. They will end up with income, and substantial.
Even if they sponsored no one and referred no one.
That's exactly right. Remember, OnPassive is going to drive traffic for all of us. OnPassive is going to build their team. Now, if we look at someone that's going to bring someone in, obviously they're going to do it a little quicker. If you've got 3 or 4 or 5 people on your team, that's going to compound. And instead of the first go around OnPassive bringing you in 1, they're bringing you in 4. You're 3. That makes 4. Your team doubles to 8. You are going to compound quicker if you share it with people. But if you don't, you will get there eventually. It just takes a little longer.
Good point. Okay, Brenda asked, will this eventually replace Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn?
You can see I'm smiling. Okay? I can't say anything about that. Just take my smile for what it's worth. You will know more about this as we get closer to launch. It'll blow you away. It'll blow you away. Okay?
Okay.
I'm sorry I couldn't answer that any better than that, Townsend.
That's a fantastic answer, worth its weight in gold. Xavier says, how do we pick a membership level?
It really has to do with your finances. I mean, if you can only afford $25, that's the best $25 you'll ever spend, you'll ever invest. As I look at it, I look at the amount of traffic OnPassive can drive for me, because I want as much traffic as I can get. And the higher the membership level is, that's one of the reasons I'll go in at the 4th membership level, is because of the traffic. I want to build my team as quickly as I can. I want to compound things, and I want to get to that place where my bottom line is taken care of and I never have to worry about it again, because this is residual income. So that's why I would go into the 4th level, again, $900 a month, but you pay that through the proceeds you get from OnPassive. But that's why I would go there. But it really has to do with where you are financially, what you can afford. I recommend people come in at a minimum 125. But again, if all you can do is 25, that's fine. You're going to do great. You really will. You'll do great.
And actually, probably you'll get to the higher levels anyway out of the income that the company generates for you. Right?
That's exactly right, Townsend. Exactly right.
So Marianne asks, is it a choice of products or a package for the particular level?
It's a membership package that has the product line in it. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. So let's say in level 1, the $25 level, maybe there's a dozen products in that membership level. And in level 2, maybe there's 2 dozen. In level 3, 4, whatever the numbers are. But the lower the membership level, the fewer tools you have. But there's still going to be some really substantial tools in there that you're absolutely going to love. I think one of the communication modules will start in level 1, and it could be a Skype or it could be a entry-level webinar. You guys are absolutely going to love it. But we'll know that as we get closer to launch.
Myra says, if we have an additional source of traffic besides OnPassive, can we also funnel that traffic into the company?
Yeah, you're golden. If you have another source of traffic and a good way to get them into OnPassive, which is share OnPassive with them to build your team, you're golden. I can tell you the individuals that come into OnPassive and build 3, 6, a dozen people on their team, the compounding that goes on as we launch to the world, it's amazing. And when you start putting pen to paper and running the numbers on that, it gets really, really exciting. If you're in OnPassive, Mike Williams did an article in the Founder Back Office. It's under the Leadership Console. And it talks specifically about that. If you haven't read it, I recommend you go over and read it. It was really, really good. I mean, really powerful. And then I did a short video on how it will affect you building and compounding your efforts. Both are very, very good. So I recommend both of those to you.
Orville says, so do I go to onpassivenation.com? I believe Orville is asking about signing up.
If you want to get to our Facebook page, it's OnPassive Nation. And that'll take you over to the Facebook page. But if you want to sign up with the individual that introduced you to OnPassive.
Right.
We never want to take anybody away from everybody. We don't need to. We don't need to do that. So make sure you're with the individual that introduced you to OnPassive, and then run over to the Facebook page, the OnPassive Nation Facebook group, and you'll get a really good understanding of OnPassive, how powerful it is, and what you can do to expedite things. I think that was the question, wasn't it, Tanzan?
Right, exactly. Good, very good. And
okay.
Watch Mike's tutorial videos. Yeah. Brenda says, if we do nothing other than becoming a founder now, what is the time projection for generating $5,000 per month under the $900 per month program? Thank you. Ash is awesome.
Yeah. To start with, I never like the term, what if I do nothing? You're not doing nothing. You're coming in, you're making a commitment, you're paying the $97, you're coming in, you're buying a membership level, you're participating. When can you make $5,000? Let me give you a couple examples why I can't answer that specifically. We will have people on our team, OnPassive Nation, that as OnPassive launches to the world will wake up and be making 5 figures a month, and they haven't done anything. Okay. If you come into OnPassive and you're the last founding member that signed up and your goal is to make $5,000 a month, I think you can look at that goal and just really, really, really conservative 5 months. And I mean, that's really conservative. It could happen in days, weeks, month. It's not going to take years for this stuff to happen, guys, because of the volume OnPassive is going to be doing, the sheer volume of customers coming in. And again, they all go into the corporate matrix. They go under us. Just because of that sheer volume, you're thinking too small, okay? And I tell people that regularly. They don't believe me, but you are. You're thinking too small. $5,000, yeah, I don't think it's a problem. Go ahead, Townsend.
Abra asks, is there a benefit to signing up as a founder earlier rather than later?
There was, you know, I signed up 16 months ago. When I signed up, there were 17,000 people in OnPassive. From then to now, we're probably getting close to 160,000 founding members. Those individuals, I don't know what kind of overflow I'm going to get. I could get 50,000. I could get 1. It just depends on where you land in the matrix. But yeah, there are some tangible benefits because I've had the opportunity to build a massive team in that 16 months. We didn't rely on the spillover. We actually went to work, built a team, and brought in thousands and thousands of people. So as it launches, not only is it going to be a good day for me, but it's going to be a good day for a lot of the people on our team because of the volume we've done, because of the people we've brought in, because of the leaders on our team and what they're doing. So yeah, there's advantages joining 16 months ago, but that's hindsight. Look forward. Today, the opportunity as good as it was when I came in. In fact, I think it's better. And yeah, you're going to be in good shape going forward.
A few people have asked, is this call being recorded? The answer is yes, and it will be posted on YouTube at brilliance-videos.com. So you will find this program, this Zoom show today at that link, Brilliance, as like the brilliant daytime sun, BRILLIANCE-videos.com. That's where this video will be posted in a couple of days. Amerival says, already working with a full-time job with lots of unpaid overtime, attempting to understand where to budget for additional time and education to achieve expertise, to move to the independent resellers level. A fair degree of expertise is currently necessary professionally to advise clients on their online presence. Along with very brief information on the services that OnPassive is marketing, I feel completely inadequate to market internet technology services as I simply have no training here. How do you suggest the self-education proceed?
You don't have to market it right away. This is what OnPassive does for us. They're going to do the marketing for us.
That's why it's called passive.
That's exactly right, Townsend. And what you can do is let them do the work for you. That's, you know, when we come in and get in a membership level, we're paying OnPassive to do the work for us. I mean, that's what we're paying them for. Let them do their work. And then as you're in OnPassive, you're going to learn more and more and more and more. And if you want to market, if you want to get out there and talk to people, you will get that ability as you're in OnPassive any amount of time.
All right. Margaret says, a customer who has a business they want to market online also benefit from the auto marketing and therefore by default become an affiliate?
It's kind of how it works. It's kind of how it works. You know, customers will come in, they're going to use the tools because they're superior. They really are cutting edge. And they're going to love using the tools. But I think what we're going to find is there will be a lot of customers that come in and use the tools of OnPassive, and all of a sudden they're making more money with OnPassive than they are with their original business. And you can bring a business on OnPassive. You can bring your whole business on the automated marketing platform and they'll run traffic for it. But I really think that people will come in, start making more money with OnPassive. Yeah, they're going to become independent resellers of the IT product. Absolutely.
We have one person who sent me a private message, but I hope, sir, you won't mind if I read it to the audience. Where is the NDA to sign? Because that is a question relevant for everyone who joins.
As you come in and join OnPassive and you go through the process of signing up, and I always recommend when you start that process, do not stop. Don't go to another browser. Don't go to another page. Don't do it. Go right through it. And as you pay, as you come in and sign up, there'll be a notification, and then you'll go back and pay, and then you'll be able to go into the back office. As soon as you can get into your back office, the NDA will pop up, and you go down to the bottom of the NDA, and with your mouse, you print your name. It does not have to be pretty. Mine is not. And from there, you click a button, and you can get into the back office. You're good to go from there.
In other words,
You definitely want to sign that NDA so you can get into your back office. There are some other perks that are coming that we can talk about another time.
In other words, it'll be the first thing that'll pop up.
It is, Tanzan.
Right.
After you pay, it's the first thing that pops up. Boom.
Hey, John also asks, so if we signed up now, do they start working on leads now or when at launch? Can you upgrade after?
That's a really, really good question. If you sign up now, which I always recommend, we are going to be going into a soft launch any day now. And I won't get into it in depth right now, but as we go into the soft launch, OnPassive is going to start driving traffic for everybody in OnPassive. So OnPassive will actually start building your team during the soft launch. And the soft launch is there, one, for that, to drive traffic for the founding members, and to actually start testing a few things before we get into the hard launch. So yeah, I would recommend you come in so OnPassive drives traffic for you. And if you wait for the soft launch, the price will go up to $149.
Ellen asks, I'm not understanding where we go to pick our membership level, the back office?
No, you will not pick a membership level. Nobody will pick a membership level until we launch to the world. That has not happened yet. So you don't have to worry about that.
And then after it does launch, instructions will be given about that, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll probably do a video and go over it and show you how to do it.
Okay. John asks, are the products that are going to be used secure and private where others cannot spy on what is being said or written? Will there be censorship unlike what is currently going on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook?
Yeah, that's a really, really big thing with Ash is security, which you don't find online very well. Security is a really, really big deal. Regardless of the product OnPassive is coming out with, it will have total security. And no one's going to take your information. No one's going to sell it to a third party. Nothing like that will happen with OnPassive. It's one of the things that I really love about Ash and what he's doing. He really is thinking about us, and whatever we share with OnPassive, it's going to stay there.
My understanding was that Facebook's founder was funded by Rockefellers, if that tells you anything.
I don't know.
Okay, Charlie says, I was not referred by anyone. I learned about this from BIC newsletter. How do I join? Well, sir, Charlie, if you learned about it from the BIC newsletter, then you use the link that is in the BIC newsletter. It's right in there.
Yeah,
also, what may I anticipate from the NDA?
The NDA is just a non-disclosure agreement. It's an agreement that the company writes up between them and us, and the agreement is one-sided. It's to protect the company. I don't care. I want the company protected. I want OnPassive to be around for the next 40 years. Was that the question, Townsend, or did I go off on a tangent?
You answered it, and I don't know if that's everything he wanted to know about it, but yeah, whatever you feel like the audience should know about the NDA is what he's asking, I guess.
They're going to be able to read it for themselves, but it is one-sided, and it protects the company.
Okay. Because a lot of proprietary information may be given later on.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Tony asked, I don't know anything about traffic, but I like to start at the $900 level. What will this do for the online dummy?
You'll be a superstar. You'll be a superstar. uh, one of the nice things about OnPassive is it really does make us look smart. I can't bring in millions of opt-ins in 4 days. I can't do it. I don't have the money to do it. But all of us, because of OnPassive, that is who we are. And as you get more and more traffic and your team builds more and more, yeah, you're going to look like a genius. And you are, because you're in OnPassive.
Marianne says, I hope the sound on this new technology will be better than Zoom. It cuts. Marianne, it could have more to do with your internet connection. I don't know. It sounds fine on my end. If you're using Wi-Fi, that can be a problem.
I can tell you that I believe within 6 months after the communication module comes out with OnPassive, I will be surprised if Zoom is even in business.
Wow.
That's how confident I am about it. That's a big statement because they're a big dog.
That's a big statement. So Marianne,
But that's how good the technology is, Townsend.
That should put a smile on your face and on the faces of everyone who's concerned about clear communication. So John says, is it a good strategy to be a founder for $97 plus the $25 level?
Again, it depends on your finances. If you can't afford the $97 to lock your position in, just wait and come in at the $25 level. But the advantage of locking your position in today, it really is tangible. OnPassive is bringing in about 1,500 people a day. OnPassive Nation, we bring in anywhere from 40 to 100 people a day. All of these individuals, because you are in OnPassive Nation. Townsend is in OnPassive Nation. And everything we do falls underneath you. So there is an advantage signing up now. But I understand not everybody can afford $97. I understand that. I've had hard times too. But if you come in at the $25 level, you're still in a terrific place. And yeah, you'll do very, very well.
And that's only available after launch, right?
That's correct.
In other words, coming in now at 97, you're a founder before launch. I kind of look at it like a share of stock in a company whose stock is going up, 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 up. The sooner you get in, of course, the more profit you will make.
I think that's a great analogy, Townsend. Great.
So Don says, now that I know this is 100% passive, once I get the package of my choice, then the company simply markets my link on a rotator, and then I just periodically log in to check my skyrocketing balance.
That's exactly right. But I can tell you, I know what happens. As you look at your skyrocketing bank account, you're going to share this with people. How can you not share this with someone you care about if it's a way for them to go forward and take care of that bottom line? I mean, you will share it.
That's right.
Even if you don't think so, you will.
Anna asked, can we have more than one account, like join 3 times at one level?
Here's a really, really intriguing thing that you've probably already thought about. When we think about compounding, let's say you can come in and in 5 months make $5,000 a month with one position. I have people on my team that have over 100 positions. And again, if you can come in and get to that 5,000 mark in 5 months, making 5,000 a month, and you've got 10 positions, all of a sudden, that's a pretty good income. You're looking at 50,000 rather than 5. So there are people on my team, a lot of them, that have taken multiple positions specifically for what you just talked about. I have multiple positions. So yeah, it's a really, really good idea. Again, it depends on your finances, what you can afford. Yeah, I would never say no to someone who wants to take multiple positions. I think it'll be very, very powerful.
Do you realize how unusual that is? Because in typical network marketing companies, that's not allowed.
No, it's allowed here. And when we look at the compensation program, it is 3 by infinity. And one of the benefits as you build your team, when you get a certain amount of personal signups underneath you, Townsend, the company will actually give you 3 new positions. And when you start to look at the pay structure of the compensation program, and you start to go, okay, if I build 10 levels down, I'm making $2 million a month, and you're a builder, that's just a start. And I know that's mind blowing, but that's just a start. Because it's to infinity, there are really no limits on what you can make with OnPassive. Really, really cool.
I want to just contribute one little quick idea, because this will help everyone to think big. For those who haven't heard me say this before or read it in my newsletter, I've shared with everybody I know who will listen that Buckminster Fuller was a great genius who lived, he was famous back in the 60s and 70s, had 48 PhDs. He was the inventor of the geodesic dome and hundreds of inventions, was a mathematician, philosopher. He gave over 300 lectures a year at universities and all over the place. And he did a calculation where he added up all the wealth in the world and added all the dollar amounts, all the money in the banks, all the goods and services in the marketplace, everything man made, came up with a single dollar figure that represented the gross world product. And then he just divided it by the world's population. And what it indicated was that if it was evenly divided, every last man, woman, and child would be a multimillionaire. And that was back in the 70s. So then that opens up a whole other conversations, about why everyone is, not participating in that, and why so few people have, financial independence and wealth. The point being, there is no shortage of supply, and there hasn't been for a long time.
Yeah.
And today there's even more abundance, and it's multiplying exponentially. So there is no limit to what, as Mike is saying, what can be earned in a well-designed distribution system, such as what OnPassive is setting up.
Yeah, that's perfect, Townsend. I absolutely love that.
Margaret says, if new founders had already been placed in my team prior to launch, I would be able to see those people in my back office under my team?
No, the only people you can see on your team are the individuals you've brought in or the individuals that they've brought in. We can't see what kind of overflow we're going to have until we launch and OnPassive fills the corporate matrix. So even Marty, Dan, and I, we don't know who's above it. We know who's above us, but we don't know what kind of spillover we're going to get. Just going to have to wait and see.
Marianne also says, I also heard about a humanitarian aspect to OnPassive, and that appeals a lot to me. When does this come into the picture?
I think it'll happen as soon as we launch to the world. There are going to be a lot of people with a lot of money. And I know Ash's heart is to help the world, whether it's third world countries or fresh water or sandals for kids. So that will be available almost immediately as we launch to the world.
Charlie says, this sounds like multi-level marketing. Can you address this potential response we might hear in building our team or promoting the products?
Okay. This is not a multi-level marketing company. This is an AI IT company, artificial intelligence, informational technology company. And what they do is they build virtual tools for online. It is not multi-level. The way they pay us, their pay structure is truly revolutionary. And as a company, a full-blown company, they can decide to pay us any way they want, but it is not multi-level, period.
Perhaps for my own education, what's the difference between what you define as MLM and a 3 by whatever infinity force matrix?
You know, as we look at an MLM company, MLM, it is a system for them to market their product, and they have people that come in and market their product, and they actually have to do something. They have to sell, they have to recruit, they have to earn their commission. That really is the gist of an MLM. You're using non-salaried employees to come in and market your product, and they get paid for the work they do. That is not OnPassive. OnPassive is automated, period. And it doesn't look anything like an MLM. That's just a quick difference, Tanzan.
Okay, and for further information on the force matrix, perhaps refer to your compensation video.
They can.
And that can be found where?
You can find it on OnPassive Nation YouTube channel.
All right.
And all you have to do is plug in. You can plug in OnPassive. You can plug in OnPassive Nation. You can plug in Mike Ellis. It'll take you right to my videos.
In YouTube.
That's right.
Okay. Ellen says, will this work for us if there is a crash in the market?
Yep. I don't care what the market does. People will always need the tools of OnPassive, whether it's a communication tool, whether it's a page builder, whether it's a funnel builder, whether it's a server, whether it's a domain name. All the products of OnPassive people will always need. It really doesn't matter what the stock market does.
Okay. Don asked, does the company database designate a difference between someone that's placed below me from the company rotator as opposed to someone I personally sponsor?
The only difference is when you personally sponsor someone, you know who's coming on your team. You know they're going to go right underneath you on your team. As you're put in the rotator, they're going to come in sporadically or very quickly, and you're not going to know where they're coming from. They're just coming on your team. So that's the difference.
He might be interested in knowing if there's a difference in the compensation between the two.
No.
Okay.
No, you get paid the same. Yeah, okay. Very cool.
Ron asked, will there be a summarization of the OnPassive system? I joined the call late, so I'm hearing a lot of good things and want to join, but not understanding key points. So Ron, this program that we're doing today will be posted on YouTube at brilliance-videos.com. So once we've got it uploaded in a day or two, you can review it and get everything you missed. I never was able to bring that caller online. I kept asking the caller to unmute, but I guess he couldn't figure out how to do so.
That's all right. They're getting a lot of information, Tanzan.
Yes, you've been awesome.
Getting a lot of good information.
You've been very, very patient and informative. Brenda says, thank you, Mike, Tonson, and James. I appreciate all of your efforts. I signed up because of Tonson. I love the integrity and generosity of you all. I'm lucky to be here and excited to get rich and help others. Sincere thanks. If we have more questions, who should we contact? And Brenda, in your case, contact James because he's in your upline. Whoever you join with is the person you should ask. But in this case, James is handling it for myself and BIC community. John says, so the different levels don't start paying monthly until launch?
That's correct.
Lena says, can someone join from out of USA?
Absolutely. We're worldwide.
There's really no countries left out, I guess, right?
There really isn't, Townsend. I don't know a country that we're not in.
They probably just have to have internet.
Yep.
Yep. Well, and so Brenda, the same goes back to you. The appreciation is mutual. All of you who are building a better world and participating with us to, you know, be a member of something that is helping to organize distribution to accelerate the benefits that are so needed in this world. You are appreciated for this.
Yeah, I think that's what life is all about. How can we make a better world? How can we make it better for people? And Ash has a real heart to serve, as do Marty, Dan, and myself, and I think you do too, Tanzan. And that's a good place to start.
Yes, I'm very involved with humanitarian projects and plan to be a lot more involved in philanthropy. So all of us who have risen in consciousness want nothing but a better world and peace, justice, harmony, happiness for everyone. I've sensed that vibration from listening to Ash as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's one of the main things you get from Ash all the time, all the time.
We're getting a lot of nice comments, much gratitude. Thank you. Will there be more of these videos in the future? Yes. One says, I'm the skeptic. What guarantees can you give that this is not a pie in the sky offer? And that maybe a way to enhance his question, Mike, would be, how can the company guarantee, you know, that people will make money? I guess it's a money back guarantee, basically, that your $97 will be refunded if you're not pleased for any reason at any time, right?
That's true. That's true. You can get a refund anytime you want, but numbers are, I love the numbers. Numbers don't lie to you. And the way that the OnPassive has been set up, the numbers work. And really that's important. Are there any guarantees in life? No, there aren't. There never are. But what OnPassive has done is the closest thing I know of a guarantee, if I'm alive, to be able to benefit from it. But there are no guarantees in life, and I would never guarantee anything. Yes, OnPassive will guarantee your success, guarantee you make money, and I believe that. I believe it because I've looked at the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. But in the end, you still have to take that step of faith. We always do.
When you say the numbers don't lie, I think you're referring to what's called traction. They've proven their techniques by traction, right?
That's exactly right, Tanzan. That's exactly right. You know, you have to run the numbers. You have to work them. You have to see where they pan out. They've done all that.
Charlie says, much appreciation. The potential for doing good with this influx is thrilling. So excited. Amerival says, I am scrambling to identify how a company can pay people for doing nothing. Does this beneficence come from the value of the AI technologies creating value that is surplus to what humans can create?
It really comes from the ingenious way they've set up the compensation program. And again, it's the numbers. Obviously, people come in and use the products and they go down to zero and they pay them to use it. It's because all the customers come into the 3 by infinity force matrix. Everybody comes into that matrix, and it all boils down to how the numbers work, and the way they've set this up, it really is ingenious. And because of that, a customer can come in and over time be paid to use the tools. I know it sounds crazy. When I first heard it, I went, holy mackerel, if they can really do that, I want in. They can do it. So yeah, it's it's really, really dynamic.
Well, I'll offer an analogy. I used to live in the Seattle area. I'm in California now, but I used to hear about Microsoft employees and how just about every month they were having a party because another employee had shares and compensation. They just retired millionaires. Every month they had parties of people retiring millionaires because of their stocks. And so when you're in early on something big, you know, it's going to generate wealth for lots and lots and lots of people. And then even after the company is large and there's millions and millions of shareholders, it can still continue generating wealth for the simple reason that it is creating new wealth.
You're exactly right. And you want to be part of that party. I can guarantee it. I mean, that's a good party.
Yeah. Tim says, when I sign up as a founder today and start promoting, will those that see this as a great opportunity and sign up before launch be placed in my group?
They will, absolutely.
Silver
Now,
Feather says, start at 25 and switch to 900 ASAP. And I think, Mike, your answer would be that it's automatic, right? I mean, they automatically get promoted as their income increases.
they do. They do.
Anne says, so many companies crash initially because they aren't able to handle the traffic. Could this be a potential problem?
It could. I've got an interesting story if we have time. Early on in the process of developing OnPassive, Ash went to his traffic source and said, okay, we're ready to launch. And his traffic source ran the numbers and came back to Ash and asked Ash, are you ready for this? And put the number in front of Ash. And Ash looked at the number and he said, no, we're not ready for that. I thought that was really, really a great insight into how he thinks about business. He won't do anything if he's not ready for it. And believe me, today, they're ready for all the traffic that can come their way. But about a year ago, yeah, Ash, he put the brakes on it and said, no, we're not ready for that amount of traffic, because if we do that, it will put us out of business. So yeah, today we don't have to worry about it.
But it's good questions.
Mm-hmm. Very good question.
Because you want to look at potential pitfalls and potential reasons for failure and
That's exactly right.
Have prevention in place.
Yeah.
Ellen says, I want to become financially independent and would love to have the same for every human on earth. That is so beautiful. So beautiful.
It is. It is.
I would just qualify it by saying every harmless human on earth. Those who are bent on harming just need to be put into therapy for a while.
Yeah, someday we'll have a pill for that, Townsend, but I'm not sure when.
Peter says, just as an attempt to push the boundaries of abundance thinking, what do you think will happen if 7 billion people in the world had enough, millions? Seems a ridiculous question, but it has been playing in my mind.
I don't know, but I can tell you a story that's happening today. We've got a group in Papua New Guinea. And Papua New Guinea is a small country, a poor country. And this group is literally taking Papua New Guinea by storm because of what OnPassive can do for people. And their goal is to make Papua New Guinea the richest Black nation in the world. And because of OnPassive, people are just, I mean, they're on fire in Papua New Guinea. And I think that's going to happen. And the individuals that have started this, they think it'll even affect the government of Papua New Guinea. So what we do does make a difference. And we can make a little bit of difference around the world in a lot of places. So it's just really cool stuff.
Peter, I might just add, there's a word from the East called dharma. In the West, it can be called right livelihood or one's mission. This is what everyone will move into when there is global prosperity. When everyone has food, clothing, shelter, transportation, communication, basic luxuries, basic dignity without working. Will everyone not work? No. Instead, people will become skilled, educated, healed, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Everyone will work in the capacity that is pleasing, that is, you might say, universally guided for that individual, and the work will become far more productive and far more creative and far more contributing to the welfare of this planet than any work that was ever done under the old system. So rather than people just sitting back and doing nothing, I think the opposite will happen. The world will become far more productive.
Yeah, work will be a joy.
A joy, and that's what it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a book called do what you love and the money will follow.
Uh, that's absolutely true. And instead of working to get, work to give. It'll come quicker.
Okay, here's a good question. Are there situations that could develop where the members, founders, would be required to meet monthly expenses?
No, no, there isn't. Here's what could happen early on. Let's say you get in at the 4th level, and the next month you've got $850 in your account. You can only pay for level 1, 2, and 3. All OnPassive is going to do is pause your account for a couple of days until that $50 is there, and then they'll go ahead and pay for the 4th level. So if there comes a time when you don't have the money to pay for whatever level you're in, it will just pause a short time until the money's there, and then again you will pay through the proceeds of OnPassive.
That's a reflection of what you said in the very beginning of today's program. You said that it will pay people to use the products, and that's a most unusual concept.
I love that concept, Danzen. I absolutely love it. And for a company to actually have pulled it off is even more amazing. It's amazing.
Don asked, will PayPal be an option to receive our monthly payments?
No. You don't want to use PayPal, believe me.
I would totally agree.
Yeah.
I need not go into why I'm saying that, but I would totally agree, Mike.
No, I know.
Yeah. No, Don, it's not what you think it is, that company. Okay, Alan, I have been working for over 40 years to raise the consciousness of the planet, and this seems to be evidence it is working.
You did it. You did it. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Alan. Thank
See,
you.
we can all contribute, all of us.
Don says, which payment methods? So maybe you can outline what payment methods, both for the $97 paying into OnPassive, and then what payment methods will OnPassive use to pay out? Or what options are what are the choices, I guess?
Yeah. I think there are 5 choices back there. You can pay with cryptocurrency. You can pay with a debit, a credit card. You can pay with a money order. So I think there are 4 or 5 methods to pay back there, and there's something back there that you can use. I don't know your situation, but pretty easy to do. Yeah, do we have problems every once in a while? But most of the time, payments go right through, and you're good to go.
And they may be expanding over time.
I think they will, Townsend. I really do. Yeah, if there's something out there, new technology, whatever that is better, you can believe that Ash will use it, and he might develop it. I don't know.
Well, we're over an hour and a half into this. Thank you, everyone. Maybe it's about time to wrap it up. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's good, Townsend. I'm more than happy to come on and do another Zoom with you all. I have enjoyed it, and this is what we do. We're saving the world. So yeah, no, this was fun.
If you found out about this through the BIC newsletter, you know what it is, and you know where to go to find the sign up link. But if you were referred by someone else, then sign up with the person who referred you.
Perfect.
And we're getting a lot of nice concluding comments. Thank you, everyone. You're so kind.
Yeah.
Mike,
thank you. We appreciate it.
You a lot. And I do too. I want to thank you sincerely for a very, very positive and pure presentation.
Thanks, guys. I hope I didn't make too many mistakes.
Okay, so we'll sign up. We'll wrap up for today, and everyone knows how you got here. So however you got here, you know how to get back to the person who invited you, and we'll remain in contact through the community. Mike, thank you so much. And thank Ash on our behalf when you
Uh,
speak to
I,
him.
I will, Tanzan, and you know how to get a hold of me. If you need anything, just yell. I'm here.
And James, who is assisting the BIC community as well. Thank you, James.
Yeah, James is a superstar. Couldn't do it without him.
Okay. All right. All the best. Take care, everyone.
See you later, guys. We'll chat later. Bye.